Hey everyone, it's Jason again. Welcome to the part 2 of Magic the Gathering Unsanctioned box set opening. Check out part 1. I kind of explain what Unsanctioned is, the unsets and Magic. I'll probably ramble about them right now. The first set we went through, just opened up the box, talked about the concept of the game. We went through the white deck. There are 5 decks, one for each color. There are 30 card decks, so if you want to play with 2 players, buy the set, you mix 2 decks together, and then after that you can kind of do whatever you want. So again, these are kind of really goofy cards. So again, check out the first video. So I'm just going to hop into the blue one, so we can get through the other 4 colors. So you have Alexander Hamilton, making from Alexander Hamilton. He is 3 cost, legendary creature, Clan Folk Advisor Rebel. Whenever you cast a wordy spell, scry 2. A spell is wordy if it has 4 or more lines of rule text. So this is one of them kind of goofy things that the unsets do, is it's asking you to look for a number of words in a thing. Also, it's a blue card here that you have to pay red mana. So choose a target creature you don't control, reveal the top card of your library. Alexander Hamilton gets X attack until the end of your turn, where X is the number of lines of rule text revealed on the revealed card. Alexander fights that creature. So you pay 2 mana, you choose a creature you don't control to fight, and then you flip the top card of your library and hope that you gain enough attack to beat him. But since you have Scry, you can play another spell other than him, and you can do your Scry 2 for a wordy spell, and then hopefully you know what you got. Or you can stack your deck differently. Angle this down a bit. There we go. Alright. Oh, I love this one. This is a neat card. The Avatar of Me. Costs 2. Colorless, 2 blue mana. Avatar. So it says, this spell costs 1 more to cast for each 10 years you've been alive. So if you're under 10, it's a 4 cost spell. If you are a 10 to 19, it's a 5 cost spell. 6, 7, so don't be 90 and playing this spell, because you're probably never going to get it out. Except, Avatar means power is equal to your height and feet, and its toughness is equal to your American shoe size, round to the nearest half. So, for me, this cost would cost, the Avatar is the color of your eyes. So, for me personally, Avatar of Me normally costs 4, it would cost 3 more, so it would cost. Here's where my old brain decides it doesn't want to do basic math quick. 4 plus 3 is 7. Nope. 4, 5, yep. Alright, I need sleep after working all day. Yeah, so this would cost me 7. So it's 7 mana worth this. I have, power is equal to my height and feet, so I am round to the nearest half. So I would be 5'10" and a half. So 5 feet, so it'd probably round up to 6. So it'd be a 6 power, and my shoe size is, I think, 10 and a half right now. So we'll just say 11. So I have a 6/11 creature for 7 mana. That's pretty good. Again, if you're playing with a littler kid, they're playing this, it probably wouldn't be as good. But then also might not pay as much. And then the color of your eyes. So that's where it's kind of tricky, because not a lot of people have black eyes. I don't assume a ton of people have white eyes, so that kind of cuts those to, or red eyes. So that leaves you with blue and green being the only 2 actual Magic colors. My eyes are brown, so I'm apparently an old school artifact card before they became where they became silver like they are now. Here's a brand new card because they didn't have Planeswalkers in the last set, I believe. So we have B.O.B., a bevy of Beebles. Beebles are like these weird pink blobby mice-looking creatures that have been created for this game. Not this unset particular, but the unsets in general. So as B.O.B. enters the battlefield, create 4 1/1 blue Beeble tokens. So if you watch the first video, see we had a ton of these tokens. The number of loyalty counters on B.O.B. is equal to the number of Beebles you control. Create or sacrifice Beebles whenever you gain or lose loyalty. So you can pay 1 to up to X target Beebles can't be blocked this turn, where X is the number of cards in your hand, or you can -1 to draw a card. So basically you can sacrifice guys to be drawing cards, and you can gain more of them to make them unblockable. Yeah, so that's kind of interesting. Here we have Chicken a la King, 3-cost bird. Whenever a 6 is rolled on a 6-sided dice, put one counter on each bird. You may roll that dice only when instructed to, so you can't just keep rolling dice. Tap an untapped bird you control to roll a 6-sided dice, like now. During the Chicken Revolution, the king's managed to keep his head while the others, well, just ran around. Referencing to a chicken running around with its head cut off. And Chicken a la King is a type of food. Here we have Johnny, the combo player. So if you're familiar with Magic, you know there's 3 basic character types. There's Johnny, Spike, and Timmy. Johnny is like the combo guy. Basically, this card explains it better than I probably can. So it's a human gamer. Search your library for a card, put that card into your hand, and then shuffle it out of it. So he's the type of person who's going to say this: just wait till I get my Kraken Clang, Ironworks, Genesis Chamber, and Grinding Station. Oh yeah, and a second Mirror Reviver, or Retriever. So there's a guy that, their deck is that one that you play against that's like, oh, I can win in 1 turn if I just get this card, this card, this card, this card, and this card out. So they're the guy that, you know, that's the combo player. That's what a Johnny is. They're the person that, I have these awesome things, I got all these synergized together, I'm looking to do this. So that's this kind of, it's kind of neat to just make a card based around that type of character. Here we have Richard Garfield, PhD, the creator of Magic. This is one of the 3 cards I don't own from the second set. It's just kind of cool now I have a copy, even though it's not going to fit right in with my other one. She's a legendary creature, human designer. You may play cards as though they were other cards of your choice with the same mana cost. You can't choose the same card twice. Mana cost includes color. And he does speak, let there be magic. So this is based off a variant of Magic called Mental Magic, which was popular in the 90s. I don't know if people still really play it as much anymore, but it was the idea is you can play any card you want, you know, as long as you know the cost and all the effects. It's why it's Mental Magic, and that's just telling you can play other cards of your choice with the same mana cost. So if you had, you know, a lightning bolt that cost 2 or whatever, you could play any other red card that cost 2 as long as you knew what it was. Yeah, so it's a weird game. It's for people that are really that big into Magic. Here we have a water gun balloon game, 2-cost artifact. As water gun balloon game enters the battlefield, each player puts a pop counter on 0. So here's your 2 sides here. Whenever a player casts a spell, move that player's pop counter up 1. Whenever a player's pop counter hits 5, that player creates a 5/5 pink giant teddy bear creature token and resets all pop counters to 0. So that's kind of interesting. I don't know how that would work if you're playing a multiplayer game, but that's something to worry about then. The Carnivorous Death Parrot costs 2 bird flying at the end of your, or at the beginning of each of your upkeep. Sacrifice Carnivorous Death Parrot unless you say it's flavor text. Save a kill spell to deal with this guy. So basically, he can just keep attacking every turn for 2 costs unless somebody basically destroys him. So that's kind of interesting. But again, this is one of them cards. I feel like if you're playing the unsets, which are goofy, have funny rules, you have to do this every turn, or you have to sacrifice him. You can't just be like, oh, I'm not going to do it every turn. That's, here's one of mine and my friend's favorite cards. Cheaty Face is a 3-cost blue card. It's an effort. It says, if Cheaty Face is in your hand, you may sneak Cheaty Face onto the battlefield. If an opponent catches you right away, that player may exile Cheaty Face. Flying, 2/2. We love this. We always reference it. We'll be like goofing around. Someone's like, oh, you played that? Like, oh, you trying to play Cheaty Face? You play it for free if you can sneak a card out. Who doesn't want to try doing that during a game? But you're not really going to. Here we have Common Courtesy. Enchantment. Whenever a player casts a spell without asking your permission while casting it, counter that spell. When a player asks you permission to cast a spell, if you refuse, counter that spell and sacrifice Common Courtesy. You didn't say the magic word. Whenever a player casts a spell without asking your permission, you counter it. Whenever a player asks you for permission to cast a spell, if you refuse. So, anytime a player wants to play something, they have to ask you. If you say yes, they can play it. If you say no, you counter it. But if you refuse when they're playing something, you have to sacrifice it. So it's kind of a, you want to play cards, they get to play cards. Here we have Magic Word. 3-cost Enchantment Aura. Enchanted creature has I love that little umbrella and key. Enchanted creature. The magic word enters the battlefield. Choose a word. Whisper the chosen word. Tap enchanted creature. Interesting. I would love to put that in my lockdown deck. Here we have a host creature, which I explained in the first video. Merman, which is literally a fish front and a humanish body. Enters the battlefield, may draw a card. So yeah, 4 or 5 cost, 3/3 to draw a card does not seem that good, but the idea is with the host creatures, you can put an augmented creature on top, make them better. So we have Rings a Bell, 4-cost enchantment. As when the bell enters the battlefield, choose a word with 4 or more letters. After you say the chosen word for the first time each turn, your opponent may ring or imitate a bell within 5 seconds. When no opponent does, draw a card. Ding, ding, ding. So again, one of these things, it's goofy, plays on you saying things. Alright. Oh, here's our rock lobster that went with our paper tiger from the last one. So, and plus, rock lobsters also make a play on the old song. You may take the lobster for granite. I love these puns. So, creatures named Scissor Lizard can't attack or block. The paper tiger can beat the rock lobster can beat the Scissor Lizard, and the Scissor Lizard can beat the paper lion. So it's a rock, paper, scissors game. So it's kind of funny. Time's out. They're eating all the cookies. And he's locked in there. It has a 6 on the counter there. 5 cost. Roll a 6-sided die. Put target non-land permanent into its owner's library, just beneath the top X card of that library, where X is the result. So basically, they lose it for up to 6 turns, potentially. Anyone other than a goblin would have gotten only a hand caught in the cookie jar. Instead, you got caught completely in there. With all the cookies on the outside. We have Topsy Turvy. This card is upside down. Because the artwork is right side up. That's why they did it this way. Just flip it up, see what it says. Enchantment phases. The phases of each player turn are reversed. The phases are in reverse order. Ending, post-combat main, combat, pre-combat main, beginning. As long as there are more than 2 players in the game, the turn order is reversed. So like that could even be like a odd card, like to play just like in a regular game. The Wall of Fortune is a bunch of die, different sided die. It's a defender. I love walls. You may tap an untapped wall you control to have any player reroll a die that player rolled. You need a 6. Alright, everyone, she needs a 6. And then you can reroll a die. So that's kind of cool. There's a lot of dice rolling. We have another Underdome, which was in the first set. And then we have all the black lands. These are taking a lot longer to read through than I thought, so I think we are going to end up doing a part 3. So we did white in the first video. Now in the second video, we'll have done blue. I am going to do black. We'll go through all our swamps. I'm sorry, Underdome. We'll just get rid of that. And then we'll do red and green in the last video. So we have a Cornelia, Fashionable Fletcher. This is a squirrel legendary creature. That is weird to have a black squirrel. I don't think that's very common. Whenever you cast a spell with this squirrel in its art, you get an acorn counter. And there's a little picture of an acorn on there. Trying to see if it will zoom up and there you go. If you watch the first video, it did have the little acorn token. Let's see if I can grab that quick. You have the acorn stash. Place your acorn counters in this area. Alright, so what do acorn counters? Whenever a squirrel you control enters the battlefield or dies, you get an acorn counter. Pay 3 mana. Pay X acorns. Target creature gets -X/-X, or you can do 1 forest and pay X. Target creature gets X plus X plus X till the end of turn. So whenever you cast a creature, a spell with a squirrel in its art, again, doesn't even have to be a squirrel card, just a squirrel in its art, you get a counter. And whenever a squirrel dies or enters play, you get a counter. So if you cast a spell, you get a counter. Then when it hits the battlefield, if it was a squirrel, you also get one. And then you can either pay swamp or forest to put plus X's or minus X's on cards. So that's good for your squirrel decks. Enter the dungeon. Players play a magic subgame under the table, starting at 5 life, using their libraries as their decks. The winner searches their library for 2 cards, put those cards into their hand, then shuffles their library. You can see like they're underneath the table. Little miniature magic. So you're supposed to crawl under the table, play a quick match using your current decks, just starting over with 5 life. And then when you get done, you just search that library for 2 cards, put them in, and shuffle your library. This would be one of those few times I would say I don't expect people to crawl under the table to play. Play off to the side, maybe. Here's one of the OG cards. So this is a 6 colorless plus 3 black mana. Infernal Spawn of Evil. So it was a demon. It is now a beast. Flying First Strike 7/7. Pay 2 mana to reveal Infernal Spawn of Evil from your hand. Say, it's coming! Infernal Spawn of Evil deals 1 damage to target opponent or planeswalker. So again, it's something they would have changed because you wouldn't have had Planeswalkers in the original set. Activate this ability only during your upkeep and only once per each turn. So like coming up to the point when you have 9 mana to play this card, you can keep paying 2 and deal 1 damage. But he's just this cute little demon mouse beast eating some marshmallows. And then we get the Infernal Spawn of Evil. So he had a child, Swamp's best dad. He's got a marshmallow going out in his coffee or his bottle. So he costs 8, 9, 10 mana, 1 less black but 2 more colorless. He's an 8/8. It's basically saying adding the child with him. So now he's a beast child, but now he changed to a demon child. So it's funny because he was a demon and they changed him to a beast, but the actual child itself is a demon. Flying, First Strike, and Trample. Once per turn while you're searching your library, you may pay 2 to reveal Infernal Spawn of Evil from your library. Say, I'm coming too. If you do, Infernal Spawn of Evil deals 2 damage to player of your choice. So this one only does damage to a player, not to a planeswalker. But it's whenever you're searching your library. And then the brand new one that came out. The Infernus Spawning the Third Esquire. So 10 costs, so it went up 2 more, but it dropped down 1 black mana. Now we have the newest member of the family. And you can see he has his original coffee cup. You know, it's cracked. World's Best Son on his cup, because he's the middle child. And then the brand new baby. Just has like a pacifier. So we have Demon, crossed out Beast, Beast, crossed out Demon, Grandchild, Flying, First Strike, Trample, and now he gains Haste. He's a 9/9. This spell costs 3 less to cast for each card you revealed this turn. So if you revealed the other 2 cards using their effects, it would cost 6 less. That's kind of cool. The Infernus Spawning the Third Esquire enters your battlefield. You may say, I'm here. If you do, deal 3 damage to target player. So, see no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil. There's kind of a neat little running gag they had going on with this. We have Jack in the Mox. Pokemon Jack in the Box and the Mox cards. So he costs 0. He's an artifact. Roll a 6-sided die. This ability has an indicated effect. If it's a 1, sacrifice him and lose 5 life. Otherwise, on 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6, the other 5 numbers, you gain a free mana. So like the normal boxes, it costs 0, and you tap them, you get free mana. This just has a chance that you might end up costing you 5 life and lose the ability. You can see he has the moxes on him. Green, red, white, black, and blue. Here we have one of the augment creatures. We have a bat, flying. At the beginning of each of your end steps, if an opponent lost 3 or more life this turn, do the effect from who you added him to. So it could be like, draw a card, gain extra life. Depending on how you want to do it. So +1. We have, this is a weird card. I don't know if it played too much. A Booster Tutor. So it costs 1. Open a sealed Magic Booster pack, reveal the cards, and put one of them in your hand. Remove that card from your deck before beginning a new game. You save that Urza Saga pack all these years for this. It's just kind of a funny, goofy card to be able to play. And there you can see that they have the unset, the second one there. You got all the different Magic Gathering games. Yeah, it's kind of a weird card. I don't think you see play too often unless you just happen to have cards sitting around. You have a Dirty Rat. Target opponent discards a card. So now if we combine that with that, let's make a Bat Rat, who's a Bat Rat creature, who has 1/1 plus 1/1, so has a 2/2 for 2. But it says at the beginning of each end step, if an opponent lost 3 or more life this turn, target opponent discards a card. So if you did 3 damage to him, he'd have to discard. And since it's already a 2/2 creature, you'd only need to do 1 extra damage with him if you were flying. So they're kind of neat cards. The downside of this set is there's not going to be a ton of different ones. So now we have Duh, 1 cost, Instant. Destroy target creature with a reminder text. Reminder text is italicized, and text in parentheses explains the rules you already know. Will players understand that the creature is being crushed by 2 parentheses? Not a chance. It's being killed because he has reminder text. Yeah, it's just kind of funny. They're just poking fun at their own rules. Hoisted Hireling, 3 cost, Zombie. Hoisted Hireling has flying as long as it's being held above the battlefield. Zarv no longer trusted the kitten posters telling him to hang in there. So that's kind of weird, because I don't know how you normally have creatures being held above the battlefield. But if you can find a way to do it, he gains +3, or he gains flying. Inhumaniac, 2 cost, 1/1 creature, a Brainiac type. At the beginning of your upkeep, roll a 6-sided die. On a 3 or 4, put a 1/1 counter on Inhumaniac. On a 5 or higher, which is weird that you'd say 5 or higher when you're telling to roll a 6-sided die. I don't know why you wouldn't just say 5 or 6. Put 2 1/1 counters on it. On a 1, remove all +1/1 counters from Inhumaniac. So 3 or 4, you gain 1. On a 5 or 6, you gain 2. On a 1, you remove all. On a 2, apparently nothing happens. Alright. Jumbo Imp. I don't know if that's making fun of Jumbo Shrimp. Probably. 3 cost 0/0, so it's flying. When he enters the battlefield, roll a 6-sided die. Jumbo Imp enters the battlefield with a number of 1/1 counters equal to the result. At the beginning of your upkeep, roll a 6-sided die. Put a number of 1/1 counters on Jumbo Imp equal to the result. At the beginning of your end step, roll a 6-sided die. Remove a number of 1/1 counters equal to the result. So he comes into play, you roll a die. At the beginning of your upkeep, you roll a die and you put more counters. But at the end of your turn, you remove them. So you just always gotta hope that that end result doesn't end up being higher than what he actually has. Otherwise, he will die. We have a poultry dice, because they love having chickens in this game. Bird Spirit. Flying. Whenever a creature dies, you may sacrifice you may roll a 6-sided die. If you roll a 1, sacrifice poultry dice. Otherwise, put a 1/1 counter on it. Farmer Brown never ate eggs again. So this game also... So they also did this, they took lots of stuff that involved die rolling, and they put them in here. I haven't seen any stuff with art or lots of the wordies, like word cards yet. Which are from watching from the second set, which I really loved. Skull Saucer, 6 cost, Zombie Head. Flying. When Skull Saucer enters the battlefield, destroy target creature and put your head on the table. Sacrifice Skull Saucer when your head stops touching the table. Nobody is ready for this kind of power. Yeah, so it's kind of a funny one too. You have to play them, but you have to keep your head on the table to use them. Here we have another black squirrel, Snickering Squirrel, a squirrel advisor. Costs 1, plays 1, so if you played him with the other one, you would gain 1 counter, 1 while you're playing him because you're a squirrel, and 1 when you hit the field, and then another one if he died, for the acorns. You may tap Snickering Squirrel to increase the result of a die by any player rolled by 1. So this might be why that one says 5 or higher. But still, if you rolled a I guess to go with 6 or higher. Anywho, in this line of work, you've got to know how to squirrel things away. Quite literally, in my case. He's got like an evil mustache and some glasses. There's some squirrels in the back doing some stuff. Alright, and our last black card, last card of this video. Stinging Scorpion, 5 cost, 3/2. Enters the battlefield. Target creature an opponent controls gains -1/-1 till the end of turn. Alright, so that was video part 2. Yeah, these are getting a little long. Check in for part 3 to see the black and green decks. Catch you guys later. Bye.